health and fitness coach and a mum. So homeschooling your 3 children.
Yeah, well, my eldest was due to have his GCSEs. Morning, everyone. Listen, I just want to explain, mate. I do Wake Up with Palmer. Well, I have a client first thing early morning, and then I do Wake Up with Palmer, and I really went for it today. Sometimes I do a fusion of Pilates, yoga, and it's more slow, relaxing, and meditation affirmations. Today was really high impact aerobics, and this is what I look like, right? Sweaty, no makeup. I literally just get out of bed and go, right, spring into set. So I am raw.
I love how you do that. I love how you're like, right, I'm straight out of bed and I'm going for
it. I brush my teeth. I quickly put my hair in a ponytail, put water on my face, because I think that's the whole point. I'm a bit like you. I like authenticity and I like to be real. And I've got a son who's 16, so he was due to have his GCSEs. So it's strangely, he's kind of okay about it. And he's like, okay, that's what it is. Target grades.
Okay.
So he's quite cool. He's, I don't know if they'll go back to school or not, but he's due to go to college and he's doing physical education and sports. So he's okay. Seraphina's 14. So she's in her bedroom working at the moment because she's back to school. And then I've got a 10-year-old as well. So, but, you know, they've been quite good, actually. What surprised me is I thought it was going to be maybe if they're a bit younger, but actually where they are in their ages, they're watching us, and if we don't do our work, we get into trouble. So they're really good. They stick at it. Because even Seraphina came down for breakfast while I was doing my wake up time. I went, come and join me. She went, that's really bad. I'm meant to be at school. I went, all right. So I get told off by my kids.
I'm meant to be at school. Brilliant. Brilliant. And I've seen that you've been doing like science experiments with them in the garden.
Yeah. So we set up. So I'm a bit like you. Even though I'm a health and life coach, confidence is one. I really believe in faith, hope, and belief, and I just decided in this lockdown, I'm going to stick to my routines I was doing, but I just thought it would be nice to contribute. Like we were talking about this just a bit earlier.
Yeah.
And so I set up the wake up every day with Palmer 7 times a week. And I thought if Joe Weeks does 5, I'll do 7. I'll push myself. And actually, at our age, 52, I'm like, I'm doing it.
Yeah, right.
And then the kids wanted to do something at 2. So we started off doing like the Mentos and Coca-Cola, the goo thing with the corn flour.
Yeah.
And obviously the TikTok every night. I've loved my TikTok with them. That's been hysterical.
Oh, TikTok's
so we're really into this. I love TikTok. It's hysterical.
That's a cool thing to do with teenagers.
Exactly. And I think it keeps them involved, keeps them engaged. And actually, it's a routine. And in between, the only thing I have to say about this whole lockdown is I did a lot of cooking, but Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm stuck and attached to the cooker because they got into this habit of like, once I finish my kind of wake up with Palmer, they all kind of come down and go, oh, avocado on toast, maybe scrambled eggs. And I'm like, don't get so used to this. So everyone got quite used to these nice breakfasts. I'm like, go back to making your own breakfast. But you can get kind of stuck in the groove of just cooking, can't you, as well? So but I suppose I'm like you. I'm kind of used to working. Yeah.
But I was talking to one of my best friends last night who's got 4 kids at home, and she said the same, like spending twice as much on food and like spending a lot of time in the kitchen.
Yeah, constantly eating. They're constantly eating. Like, what else is there? What else is there? And you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So last night, my youngest was like, I'd like to melt some chocolate and dip some strawberries and put them in the fridge. I'm like, oh, it's so decadent. Oh, chocolate. And then what we cooking? And also because I suppose because I'm a network marketer as well, I've got my whole Arbonne online business.
Yeah.
I'm so used to Skyping like you and Zooming and stuff, and that I think that's been lovely, watching people cooking together, doing that. And I've been doing a lot of meals with friends, and I think that world is beautiful. If there's one thing that will come out of this, definitely people have realized the digital world is lovely. Just use it in the right form, and it's quite incredible, actually, isn't it?
I went to a Zoom disco on Saturday night.
Yes.
I really got into it.
I guess amazing.
At times I forgot that it was just me in my living room.
But that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, there's so many possibilities you can do online, and I think that will change people's perceptions, and possibly as well, you know, like I work from home a lot anyway.
Yeah.
And I think you do, don't you, as well?
Yeah. Well, no, yes and no. Now I have a shop in town.
Yeah.
So I'm in there like 5 days a week, and I usually work from home 1 day a week, but maybe that'll change after this.
Well, I think this will open people's eyes up and
Yeah.
realise actually they reckon that this period has been more productive for businesses, because actually, you know, everyone always thought they'd be distracted. Yeah, your kids
Yeah.
might be there and you might put a load of washing on, put it out. But actually, once you're in that
Yeah.
zone, you just go for it.
Yeah.
And I think that hour getting up at 6, 5 o'clock in the morning, then coming back, you know, things might change for the better. You know,
Yeah.
you'll see an of people thinking, actually, I could do more days at home.
Yeah.
And it is a discipline, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
discipline.
Yeah. And like you, that's why I started the 7 o'clock yoga class that I do Monday to Friday, because I need the discipline.
Yeah.
I need to have
Yeah.
something to get up for.
Yeah.
And
it, to be honest, it keeps yourself motivated. I
yeah.
think people always say to me, where's your resilience and where do you get your discipline and focus? Well, actually, it's because I put solid things in, and I just, once I commit
Yeah.
and I set my intention, I don't want to let myself down, let alone
Yeah.
anyone else down.
Exactly.
So I think, well, I'm here to serve, so I've got to commit. And so whenever I feel a bit sluggish, you know, and there has been a few occasions where I've like done my like come dine on Skype, and my friends are drinking loads, so I'm like, and I'm not a big drinker, right? So I'm trying to keep, and then I go to bed and I think I'm never going to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
But you just go, I've got to.
Yeah.
So that purpose thing
Yeah.
is incredibly important, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have a purpose.
Yeah. And that's what I found with the shop. Our shop is closed now. It's been closed for 4 weeks. But it's okay because we're entitled to all the business support, and we have a separate online shop, and that's going really well. But that loss of purpose I found quite challenging to start off with. So then I put different things in place to give me a sense of purpose.
Exactly. And it is, you know, I read a really good article in the paper the other day, and actually, you know, she was right as well. You have to look at everything objectively. You know, she was saying these people that are saying this is your time to thrive, these people are saying find something you've never done, you know, and she was saying, I just can't get my head. There's a part of me that agrees with that as well. You know, I'm really open to that and think, look, you know, it doesn't matter. Thriving doesn't have to mean you're doing something incredible. It could just mean one little millimeter of a shift of one little thing that you've done that you've never done. Or one little job that you said that was on your to-do list and you never did, like clearing a cupboard or whatever. And I think for me, one of the biggest things is we can't look at everyone else.
No.
You can only look at what your body and your mind and your soul wants to do. So if it is a tiny little thing, or just I've had a book that I've always wanted to read, that's success. That's ambition. That's powerful. And I think this article was really good because it did make it quite comical, and I like it. But actually take it all away and realize expectation, perception, like you believe, is just in within ourselves. So actually, there could be the smallest little thing we do that means that you succeeded in this lockdown. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be life-changing. And I think that's what the article is really interesting, saying, you know, how about the people that don't want to have a life-changing experience? How about the people that don't want to suddenly become conscious? That's the thing. You will have become conscious, but you'll take it wherever you want. And I think we can only go at our own pace. And that's acceptance, isn't it, Claire? I think that's the most important.
Totally. And acceptance is massive. Like everyone's experience is different. And like at the beginning of last week, I really suffered from envy of people having gardens, and I haven't got a garden.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is, actually. It's just how it is. And I'm really fortunate that I live near the woods. There's some allotments here. There's loads of outside space. There are so many places I can go. And I was in the process of selling my flat and buying a house. But actually, if I had done that, I would have bought the wrong house. Because I didn't realise how important a garden was to me. And I was looking at more house and less garden.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think we do need that space, don't we? And that's where I feel really sad in London, because they're being policed for not going into the parks, and it's so unfair, isn't it?
I think
Because
so.
and I even saw I live in Surrey in Leatherhead, but I saw on one of the local, not here in Bookham, but someone put out. I saw this family sitting by a bench, and I just think you have to have compassion for people,
Yeah,
because my God, if you've got kids and you haven't got a space and you haven't got a garden, you're going to go do lally. So
yeah,
actually, but we only realize what we need when we keep digging and looking in ourselves, don't we?
yeah,
And this time is kind of like, yeah, reflect, who am I, what do I need to make myself feel good and nourish myself. So isn't that funny that you've realized, it doesn't have to be a massive garden, does it? It just
no,
has to be a place for you to go and zen out,
yeah,
relax, and be with your friends, having a drink or whatever.
yeah,
So I think, it is crucial. We kind of realize what we need.
yeah,
But parks as well, we mustn't ever take anything for granted.
yeah,
We have to have gratitude to live anywhere where you can walk or enjoy a park. I mean, everyone that lives near Teddington, because I have to go and see my mother and father in Hounslow, so they're much more. And my dad turned 90, so I just go and drop off some food and leave it. But I always try to go through Bushy Park, and of course they've closed it down. You're not allowed to go through a car. But I watched I just sat there and watched these people going in. And I think you're so lucky if you live near Bushy Park or
yeah,
Richmond Park or somewhere like that.
yeah,
They just can still walk through and have that, because we need it, don't we? But how
yeah,
many people took that for granted? You're
yeah.
just looking up and going, wow.
Yeah,
You
like
know.
I live within a walk of a massive woodland,
Mm,
beautiful woodland. But I only go up there for a run.
yeah.
I never go up there and pause and look at the view. And actually, like the air's really different up there with the trees,
Exactly.
and the air is different now without all the pollution, isn't it?
It is as well. And we've noticed that, haven't we? And we've seen
Yeah,
pictures around the world as well. So,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I remember last year I was reading, I'm so into self development like you are, and
yeah,
personal development. And I was reading 2019, about September. I can't even remember where I found it, but I just remember reading this article, and it said there'll be more people being awakened and more conscious in 2020. And, but it didn't tell you how or what. It just said we're aware that people, and it's so funny because here we are in the weirdest kind of scenario, and you
yeah,
think, yep, people are definitely more awakened.
yeah,
uh, and I think if you can just take one or two things and remember this period, not kind of get back on the merry-go-round and
yeah,
forget what you learned,
yeah,
that's a bonus. It's just a bonus, isn't it?
yeah. Because I was so busy before, and I really have struggled with not being busy, but I'm getting used to it now.
And maybe you and I, this is a good thing for us as well, to have a balance, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sometimes, because to be so busy that actually you pull back the reins. Because I've actually enjoyed, once I've cooked and cleaned up for my kids and done all that, and we've had some lovely evenings. I've just loved closing my door and just going, could you just leave me alone now?
yeah,
And they're like, oh, okay.
yeah,
So everyone disappears. And I
yeah,
haven't watched loads of films on Netflix, but actually a lot of just meditating, listening to music. Meditation for me doesn't have to be then, although I
yeah,
like a bit of chanting, but just music or literally watching a film
yeah,
or reading a book and just saying, that's it, I'm going to
yeah,
sleep now. I've enjoyed having the kind of crazy with the quiet still, and actually
yeah,
saying, I can do that. I can create that time,
yeah,
because actually the kids can see that they want to go off and have their own space. So I think that whole idea of balance is really, really important for us as well.
yeah. And I was listening to someone yesterday who was saying that if your achievement today is getting dressed, then that's great. Then well done.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm saying or you're saying that everyone has to do this. I'm just
Yeah.
saying this is what works for me and keeps me safe.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it is, what and I'm going through a divorce and I'm still living with my ex in the same house. So I know, you could call it living with the enemy. It's a weird scenario, but you have to make it work. You
Yeah,
have to find a way
yeah,
to communicate and live through it. And I think everything even my divorce, I just look at it as it's a process.
Yeah.
And I might not like it how it is now, but it's acceptance again.
Yeah.
And the more I find peace in myself
Yeah.
and stop getting frustrated and angry, the better I am. The more I kind of
Yeah.
just find that forgiveness and compassion and think to myself, look, this is what it is. It is that old saying, it is what it is. But there's always beauty in it, and you just have to take those moments of beauty, because actually we might never have this moment again. We might have this opportunity with my kids and that,
Yeah.
and they'll always remember this, won't
Yeah.
they? They'll remember the TikToks, and they'll
Yeah.
probably remember the silly things we did, but
Yeah.
there is that kind of unit of coming together, community. And I think I've loved, for me, oh my god, I've always valued the NHS, but I just
Yeah.
think every Thursday clapping, it just brings a lot of joy to you. And you think, well, for me, anyone that does a vocational job deserves the world. And
Yeah.
I just hope they get the money they deserve. And
Yeah.
I know they're getting recognition, but really, we take a lot of things for granted. So
Yeah.
even for my kids, I'm like, good, I'm glad you're clapping. I'm glad you get why it is,
Yeah.
because where would we be? So,
Yeah.
it's all these things coming together as a community is
Yeah.
really, really important. So there's been some beautiful moments,
Yeah.
haven't there? Stunning,
Yeah.
lovely moments.
I mean, I hung out of my window on Thursday and I didn't clap, I just listened. And this week I'm going to film it because I live up a hill on the second floor. And it was just like you could just hear it all around the valleys. And it just sounded, to me, it just sounded like love.
And it is. And I think, if anyone was to say, what's my motivation? It's always love. It doesn't have to be romantic. I'm a
Yeah.
very loving and I think we're the same. That's why
Yeah.
we connected and we found one another.
Yeah.
But it always comes from I've had a lot of struggles in my life, and I'm still going through a lot now. But I always see the beauty in it, and I
Yeah.
think I'm so blessed. I find that beauty in things, because actually struggles is what makes you. And
Yeah.
at my age, it doesn't mean I'm not going to have curveballs. They're always going to come my way.
Yeah.
But it's that resilience you learn
Yeah.
through that adversity, that you just go, okay, we just keep going, and
Yeah.
keep looking now,
Yeah.
present. Don't worry about. And I think that saying, if you look in the past, makes you depressed. If you look at the future, makes you anxious. Living today,
Yeah.
kind of safe and comfortable. And that's all we can do, because this is so out of our control. It's
Yeah.
crazy, isn't it? So out of our control,
Yeah. And that's where the challenge is, to actually live in a situation that's completely out of my control, where I'm not really economically active.
Yeah.
Which I always have been. I've always been like the main bread earner of the household for like 20 years. And to actually accept that, find some peace with it.
Yeah.
And my head can go into all sorts of political and global political scenarios, but it doesn't help me through the day. It's okay to be aware of what my views are.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help me to have a good day at all.
Well, it confuses us. And I think one of the things that, with my coaching, is there's enough confusion before the lockdown. People were really confused anyway. I mean, people would come to me and I'm going, okay, we're confused. We can deal with that. And we dig, scrape till we get to the core. But that confusion's always going to be there. And I think the one beautiful thing is, we're all in it together. Everyone's going to be hit by this. But again, just live on today. Little small things. It's one step at a time, and just go, okay, what can I do? Actually, the benefit of now is that we're not I mean, in all this time, I only had one takeout, right? Because I was a bit scared of getting a takeout. Going, oh my God, what are they going to be touching my? And it was just, I got so frustrated on Friday. I was like, I can't possibly cook again, because I've been doing lunches, breakfast, constant. And then, they all want different things. And I'm like, so I went, right, that's it. And I went, there's a Thai not far away. I'll get them to deliver. And they'd left it at the end, all the rest of it. And it was really nice. But actually, it's just all those little things. You just got to say, I'm in control.
Yeah.
Right. It's okay. I've got angry today. I can't deal with this. I don't really want to cook. What's my solution? Okay, I'll just put it to the family. And they were like, oh, I'm not sure, I think it might be unsafe. So I went, hang on a minute, called a couple of friends, and they went, no, we've eaten there, it's fine, we've been okay. And I just thought, that's it. I'm making the decision because I'm the cook. I'm in control here.
Yeah.
So I ordered it, and I just thought it was so nice not to just be that one evening to go, I don't want it. And I think that's a lot of our problems as well. I think male and female, we always feel we have to, by old beliefs. I have to be this amazing woman. I have to be this amazing man. I have to be this amazing cook, mother. No, I don't actually. And I always say to my kids, I find it so dull. I love cooking and entertaining, but actually when it's Groundhog Day,
it's dull.
It's normal. It's so dull. And actually, washing is dull.
Yeah.
Housework is dull. It's all dull.
Tedious. It's tedious.
And so I just think they need to know that. They need to know, it is. And we're allowed to show. And I think one of the biggest things for me working with people is always about our emotions. Embrace your emotions and go, I am truly angry today, frustrated. I don't want to wash another pair of anything. I don't want to have to put the sheets out. I'm fed up. And actually just say, do you know what? I'm going to do nothing. I'm just going to sit in the sun for a bit. And, it is acceptance. It truly is about just know your own mind. Whatever's going on externally with the government, whatever's going on politically, we are in control of ourselves. I make my own decisions. And even though you might be living with other people, you can still take control of yourself and do what you have to do. And I think more so for women, I don't know if you find this, Claire, but we have a problem with self-love, self-care, because we always feel we should be doing.
Yeah, we're great at looking after others.
Nurturers, yeah.
But we're actually giving ourselves some time.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing I've learned. I'm allowed and I'm entitled. And if I want to step back and do nothing, it's fine. I can. And it has been really fun. I tell you what I've really enjoyed as well. It's all the comedy clips that are coming through. I love it. Have you seen the two men over the fence?
No.
Oh my God, I'll send it to you. There's two men over the fence and they're doing that whole thing going, oh my God, I don't know if I can. And who is that son of mine? Like they're never at home because they're working late and their beards are growing, their hair's really growing. And then the other guy from the other fence, the neighbor goes, I told you he was a prick, and it's going, I know, you're right, my son is. I don't even like him. And then they go, and I've run out of beer. And then the other guy over the fence goes, there's only Prosecco. And you can just see it building about the women. And I've broken the dishwasher, I've broken the washing machine. And it's just one of the best sketches because I just think, actually, that is our reality. If you do live with someone, actually, suddenly you are thrown in that whole thing of living with them day in, day out, And actually, we do all like our own space. We have our own way of doing things. So that acceptance comes back in again, even with couples going, oh God, I have to be. And I think there was another clip that was really good when this guy said, there was this guy and they said to him, okay, if you're going to be in lockdown now, if you had a choice to be with A, your wife, or B, and he didn't even get to hear what B was. He went, B.
I thought that was really funny.
That's so, and it is really true. Funny. Let's be honest. You're thrown into this place where you all have to suffer one another and be nice to one another.
And we don't normally, I mean, obviously I'm living by myself. I don't normally spend that much time with myself. And if you're living with other people, you don't normally spend that much time together.
No.
You just don't.
And that's why I think it's really good for you living on your own to find your own structure, find what works for you, and give yourself that time. And if you live with people, just to have the courage to say, even as a mother, I don't want you in my space at the moment. Just go away. And I think we were not brought up like that. There's such old beliefs that we never say no to children. That's just bollocks. We are allowed to say, go away. This is my time. And actually kids, they're always on their phones anyway. When they're with their time with their friends, they're like, can you go? So this is where we have to learn to just go, prioritize. This is my time. Go. Because I don't want to have to watch films they want to watch all the time. I want to be selfish in a good way.
Right.
same as you on your own as well. It's like your time. I'm sure you could get bombarded every day with text messages. I want to talk to you, and you have to make a decision, don't you, Glenn? You have to go, who do I want to talk to?
Yeah, I do. Because me and my kids call each other. We have been calling each other every day, or FaceTiming or texting. And then I call my mum at least once a day. And that's like, that takes time. I FaceTime my brother who's in America. It all takes time.
It does.
Yeah.
But don't you find that you might have someone random go, I'm going to call you, and you go, no, I can't talk today. I'm talked out. I can't talk. And that's really important as well, to pick and choose, you know. And I think one of the things from this is really, really discover who uplifts you and who drains you, and just think, I don't need it at the moment because that's too draining. And that's a powerful thing to give yourself as well. Just stepping back and looking at that friendship circle and going, I don't need that negativity at the moment, you know. So, and I think you brought this up at the beginning when you were saying about it's doom and gloom on the news. It's scaremongering.
It's
actually
like having a 24-hour horror movie coming into your living room.
Yeah, it is. And I think
I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
No, but we live by fear anyway. Most of us live by fear. So why do we need to? We know what it is now. We know how it works. We know what we have to do. We know the rules. Leave it alone. Just wait and hear when they go, lockdown's over, out you go, whatever it is. But the rest of it, I think we must stop, because actually it just flares people's anxiety and depression. So leave it alone. Put it in a nice little box, give it love, and go, I know what it is. Mwah. I bless you, and I hope that everyone's safe, and I'm sorry if anyone's really ill or passed, but actually I can't let that absorb me. And I think that's my biggest learning for myself. I can't let it, and I don't want to intellectualize it anymore, because the more I analyze it, the more it gets into my system.
Same. And then it creates massive anxiety, anger, frustration. And that's not disrespecting people who are working with people who are ill or anything.
No.
It's just saying, in my day-to-day life, this isn't serving me.
And I think, you know, at this point, I would like to say that I do suffer from anxiety, and I have had mental health. It's in my, I've had bulimia and anorexia when I was younger. I went through a lot of challenging times. I just have learned to use it as an alchemy now. It's a positive thing. And I think for me, ultimately, I listen to it, I read about it, but I know when to put it away and put it aside. Because, and I think anyone that's working in the medical field has to put it away. And that's why I love nurses. If you ever partied with nurses, they're mad. They're crazy. Because they need an outlet. They're really good party animals. And because you can't be on that treadmill constantly without having a release. So, we have to compartmentalize things. Otherwise, we will go, unfortunately, to that dark place and get depressed. So we have to manage it.
And that's what I've learned in this time about self-care. Like, nobody else is going to look after my thoughts and feelings.
No.
And it is absolutely my responsibility. And whether that means reaching out to others, or following people who I find inspiring, or unfollowing people who I find feeds anxiety. It's all of that, like the way that my life was like curated to work for me. That's how my lockdown life has to be, so that I can manage to feel contented and happy, actually.
And that's what gives you fulfillment. And all of us need fulfillment, and I'm the same. It took me a long time to realize what was good, what was bad for me, and what was feeding me and what wasn't. And I think, again, I had to kind of revisit and reevaluate what's serving, what isn't. And this is where I'm with my divorce 21 years later, trying so hard to make it work, to just finally accepting that actually it's not good for me, and it will destroy me in the end. So that takes a lot of courage, and I'm not saying everyone should do it, but it's just, even in friendships, you do have to make a decision. And unfortunately, sometimes in families as well, you get these situations and you think, that's just not good for me. And that takes a lot of self-belief and self-worth. And I think that comes from working on yourself internally and having that belief system to go, I am worthy. You know, we all say, am I enough? Well, I am enough. I am worthy. And it doesn't serve me. And so I think it is such a beautiful place to look in and go, it's taken me a long time, 52, to kind of have that courage to go, no, just no, I can't manage it. Because in the end, I think you put it so beautifully, I can only manage myself. I can only manage my thoughts. I'm the only one that knows what's going on. I'm the only one that knows how I feel. And actually, part of a lot of my illnesses that I had and my issues I had was not from myself. It was from everybody else's judgment. Always. Toxic relationships as I was growing up, never feeling like I was understood. So I always wanted to be accepted and try and fit in. But the more I tried to do that, the more I actually destroyed myself. And actually, I'm lucky that I've survived because, you know, there was a period in my life where I was told, that'll be it. You're out of here in 6 months if you don't get yourself together. So she was, although she was really hard on me as a counsellor in my early 20s, she's probably saved my life because I absolutely loathed myself and hated myself. But again, it was through other people's, not intentionally. And this is the thing. And I forgive them and I have compassion for them, but they just didn't get me. And I'm trying to be loved. I wanted their love so much. But actually, you're so right. Now I'm in control of myself and I'm very mindful of what I need. And actually, the more I can just show up and go, this is me. And warts and all, I do attract the right people like yourself because you only want the right people in your life. So it's a process, isn't it, of learning?
It is a process. And it's taken me such a long time. And I think that that was one of my massive disappointments about lockdown. I was like, but I've just got my life to a place where I'm really happy with everything. And now I have to change it and adapt again. I don't want to adapt again. Like you, I've been through a divorce. I've been through, you know, massively downsizing my life. I've been through letting go of a really successful business. I've been through another relationship breakdown with someone who I thought I was going to marry. Turned out to be not the right person for me at all. Thank goodness I realised. And it's like all that adaptability and what? And I've got to adapt again. I was like quite angry about that. But then I realised how very fortunate I am that all I have to adapt to is being in my lovely little home and finding different stuff to do, actually.
And that's the beauty in you, isn't it? It's the beauty you find in the simplest things. I'm a really simple woman, actually. I don't need much.
No, I don't need much. No.
But I do want to be around the right people to make me feel good. And I do want to be with people that understand. I don't want to have to explain myself. It should be so natural. I think, you know, that's what I look for now. Unless it isn't natural, I don't want it. Because if I have to explain why I'm like this or what, I think, go away, you don't get me. And so, it's one of those things that you just spend your whole life trying. I mean, I think David Bauer put it really, really right. Your lifetime is a lifetime of discovery. And it doesn't matter how old you are, right? You could be 70, 80. You don't stop discovering yourself because we're constantly evolving. So the beauty is every day we wake up and go, oh yeah, okay. I've reacted like that. And I think one of the biggest things I've learned about myself, I've got severe dyslexia, but I've overcome a lot of these things. Working memory, probably. I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and get tested. I probably have everything under the sun. But now I realise that's what makes me a little bit different, maybe quirky. And I'm a leader, and a leader is someone who's curious. When I was growing up, I always used to ask why, and everyone go, "Oh, shut up! You're so deep. Why are you always asking? Who do you think you are, a philosopher or something?" And I just want to know why. I was just this curious, bouncing around like bunny, monkey, hopping around, going, "Why? Why?" But now it's lovely. I can go, anyone I meet now, I go, listen, I'll always ask questions like why,
Yeah.
because I'm just curious. I love psychology, but that's ownership of yourself and understanding something. We spend so many years going, you know, and people taking the piss out of you and being really rude, and you know, I've got a big Roman nose and I was called Concord, you know, all these things, and now I just laugh at it and go, it doesn't matter, because we've all got insecurities. But actually, what we should do, and that what I've learned to do, is my most vulnerability, my most insecurities are my power things now.
Yeah.
They're my superpowers.
Yeah.
But when you're grown up, no one tells you that, do
Yeah.
they? Don't worry about that. It's fine.
Yeah.
We've all got issues. So I think, you know, it is about constantly thinking, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
This is who I am. Might be a bit quirky, might be a bit crazy, but it's all healthy and it's all good.
Yeah.
And to be a colourful broken crayon is the best thing to be in the world.
Colourful broken crayon. I love that. Yeah. Because as long as I'm happy, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks.
No, it doesn't. And I think that judgment of worrying about how people see, and I think that's why we're both very similar. And, you know, in a way, the reason I do so much on Facebook Live and Insta Live is it's almost like a little challenge to myself. The more, it's very therapeutic for oneself.
Yeah.
The more I can just show you my rawness, like I love sitting here with no makeup and that, the more I think I can conquer anything, because there's nothing, I'm literally showing you my soul. So I think it's okay. So it's really good for you to do. People kind of question, go, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But it's what I have chosen to do for myself, because it helps me serve others to go, listen, be liberated, be free, have no inhibitions. Then actually what I love about it is that you can't judge me, because I'm like this.
Yeah.
You can't really, because I'm not judging myself.
Yeah.
And I suppose my biggest core thing is values and beliefs. And it took me a long time. I don't know about you, Chloe. It took me a long time to respect myself.
Yeah.
I found that really hard.
Right up until my early 50s, really.
Yeah, me too. It took me a long time to realise that. I had to sit there and do all about my values and beliefs. And I was like, wow, that's a really important one.
Yeah.
And kind of, it took me a long time to respect myself. So yeah, but I think that's the whole point of doing your self-development. So I think this time for anyone is just, do you know what? Do what you want to do. If there's one way I describe, and I say to my kids, if you can just always feel good, that's all you're looking for. Can a man or a woman make you feel good? Perfect. Does that exercise make you feel good? Perfect. Does that food make you feel good? Perfect. Does that alcohol make you feel good? Perfect. Does that smoothie make you feel good? If everything just makes you feel good, you're kind of doing all right.
Yeah.
That's the flavor of life. That's me, down to real basic, really basic.
And
really
how fortunate we are.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I just always think I'm blessed to have you. You know, I just think actually a lot of people hate social media. A lot of people are completely, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I go, and I'm always saying to them, I've met some amazing people.
So have I.
And actually, if you use it properly, it's a beautiful, beautiful platform. It is really incredible.
Like the algorithms actually serve to create your own reality.
They do.
Because what you put out, you get back with the algorithms.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have met you, and I wouldn't have met Tom, who I interviewed yesterday. And although you and I have been at the same events, we've not bumped into each other. Yeah.
But we're going to definitely catch up after lockdown and get together face to face. And actually, that's what I love. Is this is great, but still, I love the good old fashioned face to face.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Hugs.
Yeah,
hugs.
Dancing, being on a completely crowded, completely sweaty dance floor. Everyone just letting it all. Yeah, can't wait for that.
Yeah,
and we'll be at Tony Robbins' event, won't we, in September, October, whenever it is.
I'm not going to it this year, but no, I'm not going to it this year. But you have to tell me all about it.
I will.
That'd be amazing.
I'm on fire team again.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
but then you know what? There's so many amazing people out there now, and that's again another thing. You can just follow whoever you want. You don't have to do anyone big. You can just follow whoever makes you feel good. Follow them. Whoever you feel resonates with you, follow them. That's what it's about. We are so blessed. Podcast, FaceTime Lives, you know, it's just all out there now. It's so easy. So easy.
And it has made this time very doable, actually. Having all these different ways of getting information and being entertained and being distracted. It's made it all very doable.
We had I think one day when our Wi-Fi's, you know, they've been really temperamental because everyone's on it. But we had like a day when it went completely down because they were working on it. And my God, my kids were like, what am I going to do? I was like, get outside, trampoline, do whatever you want, get outside. But everyone went, ah! But that's good as well. Shut down. Turn off, you know, and I'm always saying to them, get off it and just go and do something outside. So it's all about balance, isn't it? Moderation, balance. But yeah, we are blessed to have it. And imagine when we were younger, we used to have to pick up the phone and go, hi.
Or actually knock on someone's door, didn't we? Yeah.
And then they'd open the door and then the mum would go, sorry, they're eating, they can't come out. And you're like, but I've made all the effort to come. Sorry, you can't come in. And I'll wait outside then. Or if you were lucky, they let you in. But yeah, all that pleasure of like, I'm desperate to talk to my friend, you know, you had to wait. Now it's so easy. It's so easy. And I actually, you know, I'm sure you want to wrap up soon. But when I went traveling in my early 20s, I was telling my kids, I just decided I wanted to go away for a year and a half, went with my friend, and, you know, it was so difficult to keep in touch. Yes, you could phone when you found a landline, but geez, it was really, really expensive. So the only way, okay, and this was in the 90s, early 90s, the only way we could communicate with our families and friends was you had to buy American Express checks, okay, like, you know, so you could exchange them. And so you had to be part of American Express, and everywhere you went around the country, they would have an office. And so you'd be able to plan. So I started off in India, and I'd say to my family, like, I'm moving to, say, Thailand or wherever I was going next. And I'd give them the address, postcode and everything. And then you'd arrive. And I tell you what, if you got there and there was no mail and you were going off to the next place, you were absolutely heartbroken. And you'd be like, no, I missed the post. And then you'd have to say, can you pass it on to the next? I'm going to Jakarta. And now you just think, if you're traveling around the world, how lucky are you? I can just go, hi. So, you know, for me, I've gone, Jesus Christ. Like, I was journaling, writing my diary. But that letter at any post box, American Express, was just the biggest thing for me to have that connection. Connections are everything, aren't they? We take it for granted.
Everything. And that's the thing. It's about if you're having a really bad day, to just reach out to someone you trust and just say, like, don't feel like pressure to be on top of things all the time. Just say to someone, I'm having a really bad day, and it will shift because of that connection.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are really blessed. Imagine that. American Express travelers checks just to go talking to how archaic is that?
Yeah. I remember traveling in those days. Oh, it's been lovely talking to you, Palma.
And you, lovely talking to you. Thank you for inviting me on. Lovely to see you.
Thanks for taking the time when you've got 3 kids. School's back.
But all good. And I'm going to go and have a big breakfast now. Eggs and like toast and avocado. So and another
I'm going to
have
breakfast too. And how can people find you?
My website is palmapalmer.com, and then I'm all over LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm all over the place. My email's hello@palmapalmer.com. So yeah, you can get me wherever. I'm all over the place anyway. But thank you for inviting me on.
So nice
I love
you.
And I tell you what, I can't wait till we go
actually meet.
Yes, and actually meet face to face.
It'll be so fun.
Yeah. Big hug.
And have a massive hug, And apparently you have to hug yourself in the meantime.
Yeah, you do.
Release the same hormones, apparently.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I that's the other thing I never realized when I was growing up. I didn't realize why I needed hugs so much. And actually, people used to go, because my parents are Sicilian. Oh, it's because you're Mediterranean. You're really clingy. You're really
Yeah.
needy. Actually, no, it wasn't that I was needy. I just love my hugs because they
Yeah.
release so much oxytocin. So
Yes.
it's really healthy. So,
Yeah.
you know, they got it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not needy. I
Yeah.
love giving love.
Yeah, no, there's nothing needy about being loving. That's a
Exactly.
misconception.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
They got it all wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so
Brilliant.
much. Everyone
Thank
have a
you,
good day
Palma.
today.
You too. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon. See you later.
Bye. Bye.